Yes, Morris, I promise you my aid and counsel.
Okay, wasn't it somewhere? Urshilaku Nerevarine.
Could you make me your Nerevarine, please? Thank you. Very well. You wish to be called Nerevarine? I know you, and am disposed to do so. But first we must speak of need and duty. Before I name you Nerevarine, you must understand why a war leader is needed, so you may tell others. And before I name you Nerevarine, I must see that you know your duty. Only when we have spoken of these things shall you be called Nerevarine. Okay, what's the need then? To oust all the tribunal guys from the country, to kill all ordinators and get rid of outlanders? Know the words of the prophecies. The curse of Dagathar and the sixth house threatens our land. The false gods lie and offer false hope of protection. You bear the moon and star of Nerevar, Azura's hand is upon you. These are the proofs you must show to all people as Urshilaku Nerevarine. So this curse of Dagathar, just a summary please. From the unmourned house have come forth the 7 curses. The 6th house is a great evil and a great danger to all people. This is the need. You've seen this need. You have fought the 6th house, you have known the curse of Corpus, you have harrowed Kogurun, and seen the darkness that lies within. When you tell your story, others may be shown the proofs. Okay, and the duty? I don't like that word. That implies that I have to answer to anyone, and I am a boss. So, you shall be the Nerevarine of all the tribes, and Hortator of all the great houses. You shall eat this. Eat? Eat? No, thank you. That's not really my appetite. You shall eat the sin of the unmourned house, and free the false gods. You must defeat the 6th house in Dagathar. You must free the tribunal from their curse. This is the burden of prophecy. This shall be your duty as Urshilaku Nerevarine. So the false gods, that's Vivek, Almalexa, and Serathil, right? You have learned the lies of tribunal and the false hopes they offer of protection from Dagathar. We've heard the priest's own word of the apocrypha, and we know them to be true. We have heard the words of the distant priests, and we know them to be true. The false gods have broken their promise, and have taken up the tools of the enemy. This is a great evil, and a great danger. So this Dagathar guy's quite bad, isn't he? He's the devil and enemy. Dagathar and his beasts and servants are the source of many evils that beset the Dunmer and Morrowind. Dagathar dwells in fiery caverns beneath Red Mountain, like Sauron, served by his kin, called ash vampires, and by legions of deformed monsters. Is there anything else that I should know? Nerevar. I think we already know that story. So we will do Urshilaku Nerevarine again. Before my hearth and kin, and before the people of the Waste, I name you Urshilaku Nerevarine, war leader of the Urshilaku, and protector of the people. In token of this, I give you the teeth, which shall be a sign to all Dunmer, that you are the Nerevarine, and that the Urshilaku shall follow you, in all things, even unto death, until the enemy is defeated, or until you are dead, or until you give this back into my hand. Okay, here's it. Do you still have the receipt? Okay, I think that's all I needed, right? The teeth of Urshilaku resist paralysis 10% on self. Only 10%? It's usually over after like 1 second, so I don't really see the need for that. Okay, let's see. Hello, Nibani Maisa. I think that you had some stuff to tell me.
I shall be your guide to the 7 trials on the path of the Nerevarine. Ask, and I shall answer, with Azura's blessing. It once seemed a dream, now it seems real. You have passed the 3rd trial, now you must pass the 4th and the 5th trial. They are much the same. Each Ashlander tribe, each great house in Vardenfell must choose you as war leader to unite the Dunmer against Dagathar's terrible menace. Each tribe must name you Nerevarine. Each great house name you Hortator. You have come for guidance, and I will give it to you.
Okay, 4th trial then.
The 4th trial is, a stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 halls call him Hortator. When you have been named Hortator by each of the 3 great houses of Vardenfell, come to me for further guidance, and for you will have passed the 4th trial. And the 5th. The 5th trial is: a stranger's hand unites the Velothi. 4 tribes call him Nerevarine. The 4 tribes in the 4 tribes of Vardenfell are the 4 tribes of Vardenfell: the Urshilaku, the Ahamusa, the Zainab, and the Jesus Christ Bethesda, and the Erebenimsum. When you've been named Nerevarine by each of the 4 Ashlander tribes of Vardenfell, come to me for further guidance, for you will have passed the 5th trial. So, what about this Nerevarine and Hortator? Silmator has named you Urshilaku Nerevarine, but until you have been named Ahamusa Nerevarine, Zainab Nerevarine, and Erebenimsum Nerevarine as well, you have not passed the 5th trial. What about the Ahamusa? You must go to Amusa camp. I have heard the Ahamusa are in a pitiful way, and they do not have an Ashkan. In this case, the wise woman may be acting as the chief of the tribe. Perhaps she can speak for the tribe to name you Amusa Nerevarine. Where can I find them? The Amusa of the Greatlands are mild and peace-loving. The wise woman of the Amusa, Sinamu Merbal, is also their Ashkan. Okay, so what about the Zainab Nerevarine? You must go to Zainab camp. The Ashkan of the Zainab, Kaushat, is a strong and popular chief, but he is known to be vain and hard-headed. To persuade him to name you Zainab Nerevarine, you must be strong, yes, but you must also be clever to please him and earn his favor. The Ashlanders of the Zainab tribe are sly and crafty. Their camp is in the interior of the Gracelands. Okay, so 2 are of the Gracelands. What's the Erebenimsum Nerevarine? You must go to Erebenimsum camp. The Ashkan of the Erebenimsum, Ulaf Baal, is a strong chief, but violent and cruel. He and his Galugans are known as killers and attack unarmed victims and betray the rules of hospitality. This is a difficult problem. Only the Ashkan can name you Nerevarine, but this Ashkan may not be willing, and even if he were, he's a bad chief, dishonorable, and not to be trusted. I do not know what you should do. Speak to the tribe's wise woman. Perhaps she will give you counsel. Okay, so where can I find them? The Erebenimsum of Molakmar love themselves and their weapons above all else. Their Ashkan Ulafbal is cruel and ambitious, and his Gulakans are just like him. Their wise woman, Manirei, is cautious and reasonable. Seek her counsel. Don't waste your speech on the war guns. Okay, so what about Hortator? When a greater enemy threatens, the great houses put aside their quarrels and choose a Hortator, a single war leader to lead all the houses. Only a great house council can name a Hortator, and all councils must agree. Speak with the Redland councillors, Lalu councillors, and Tafani councillors. Prove to them that Dagath threatens. When you are named Redland Hortator, Lalu Hortator, and Telefani Hortator, only then will you be Hortator named in prophecy. So the Redland councillors can probably be found in Aldrune. Yeah, they're she talks so much. They're just, known as great warriors and great worshippers of the tribunal. Since they love the temple in Vivek, they cannot love you. The temple warriors hate the Nerevarine prophecies will kill you if they see you. Be careful. Okay, that doesn't really sound very good. Alalu councillors. It's Balmora, the chief town, blah blah. I believe the councillors meet there in a great house with many rooms. That's all houses in Balmora. Lalu is often cowardly, sly and greedy. Their traitors are liars and cheats. Look behind the words that speak for the truth they are hiding. And the Tafani councillors. Wizards who speak for the Tafani councillors may be found in a strange building in South Mora. That's easy to find as well. And Redran Hortator. Do not know, but I do not in the council of chiefs. You must cultivate a friend and beware an enemy. Find one who's willing and who's well disposed to you. Win him and use him to win favor with the others. Blah 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 blah. Okay, what about the Lalu Hortator? Okay, so I can probably buy them because they're keen for profit and subtle with words, but I can probably just throw some money their way and they'll probably buckle. Fight with words. I don't really have much speechcraft, but okay. And how about the Tofani Hortator?
I've heard they honor the test of life and death as we do. The ones who live a long time. The ones who die forgotten. They're old and strange and terrible, blah blah blah. I know little. Yes, but I thought you were a wise woman. You're supposed to know much. But I'm afraid, and that is my counsel to you. Be afraid. Afraid? Me? Preposterous. Okay, so let's see.
Walk with virtue.
It is 10 to 12 now. I'll play for 10 more minutes and then I have to be off because, you know, of the Illuminimsum sign up and what's the other one? There's supposed to be another one. Somewhere. And the Hardums, that's something else, I think. Okay, there's supposed to be another thing somewhere, but I don't see it. Ah, there it is. Musa, I was so close one point. I can just go to Talmora and go from there. Or I can just go straight to Erbinimsum. I could just walk the entire way for great, you know, for how do you say that? Like great adventure time thing. And of course leveling up, which is always good. Oh, this one seems more tough than the others. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to walk a tiny bit in the right direction, which is southeast. And in like 5 to 10 minutes I'll just call it a day and you know, head to work because I really need to do that and, you know, make money so I can actually keep on living and buy cool stuff because that's really important. And then I can always continue later on. It was just important to me to have at least some footage recorded and to, you know, basically to skip that bit that I had done earlier because I was totally not happy with that. That was not my, you know, my preferred quality because it was just kind of boring. I was just, you know, going nowhere, just walking in circles, and that's not really interesting to watch. I was running out of stuff to say, which is never good. And since I was walking around like in circles in the place that I'd walked around in circles like 5 seconds earlier as well, there weren't enemies, so there was no real tension or anything. So eventually that just becomes tedious and boring and no fun. So I'm glad and of course I'm glad that I found out that you can just do the great houses after you do the main quest. That's a huge load off my shoulders because now I can just focus on the main quests and do all the stuff after that, which is a really good way to do things, in my opinion. Just get... oh. Don't you paralyze me, I don't like that at all, that's not very friendly. I mean, how would you like to be paralyzed in the middle of a fight? You wouldn't, right? Okay, can I... surely I can traverse this mountain. Okay, magic pants for the win. I see that using the magic pants actually makes me replenish fatigue. As in, I'm not walking now or I'm not running now according to the game. I guess I'm slower as well, but I think being able to get over mountains is, you know, kind of makes up for the speed lost because I'm walking instead of running. And it's only for like 30 seconds anyway. It's not that long. So let's see, we just have to go past the you know, the right side of the Red Mountain, and I'll just cut through the gracelands there, and we'll be able to get there soon enough. I'll probably leave you like in the middle of the wilderness at some point, but we'll just continue on from there, and make sure we're going to kick some ass and take names. And these cruel and distrustful Ashkans of the Irbenimsum I'm pretty sure that, you know, we can own them no problem, because we're awesome. That's you know, that's what we are. That's our job. It's our job to be. I mean, if we weren't, we wouldn't be a very good Nerevarine now, wouldn't we? Would we? So, I think this is a dead end, but it is. There are no dead ends to Mr. Magic Pens. I'm really happy with these pens. I'm going to use these all the time now. They are really, really handy. I think we got this far at some point and never got further, so we were like, yeah, fuck this, and we turned back, or, you know, went around. Now we're not going to go around, we're just going to go straight over it. No, you will not attack me. That's what I do not like. Okay, and we're just going to do another magic pens because I see a steep mountain there as well. Might as well levitate over that one. 2. And then we're right next to Ghost Gate. And let's see if we just indeed just cut through there and follow the length of the wall. Eventually we'll be able to cut out of the path and, you know, be and then make our way across the Gracelands when the time comes. And in the meantime we can just take a look at the imposing wall because it's really quite big. Even with, you know, my oh, I'd be able to get over it with levitation. I think that's one thing that I think is a shame that's not in the later Elder Scrolls games, levitation. But I mean, I know why they took it out, because especially in Oblivion, but well, in Oblivion and Skyrim, they had like these world spaces. So cities, they all had city walls, and if you went over the city walls, so if you would levitate over them, you would see that the inside of the city walls was in fact all like low-res buildings and stuff like that, because, you know, it would take you to another world space instead of just, you know, being in the same world space like it is in this game. Uh-oh. Do I need Mr. Fancy Pens again? No, I don't. Yay! So, because of different ways to build the world, they couldn't keep in levitate and still maintain like the integrity of the game world. But I still think it's a shame that they didn't, because I think it would have been a very nice. I think it is a very nice addition, especially if you want to traverse like difficult terrain and stuff like that. Sometimes it's really hard to effectively do so, and I think it's usually like, I don't know, it just adds flavor as well to the Talvani buildings. I mean, I hate that you need levitation, but at the same time I love it, because it's just a little bit of extra background lore, you know, like that these wizards, that is like only really available to wizards because they know how to levitate. I think that's pretty awesome that they, you know, that they actually did that. Okay, so where did I need to go to? Iribinimsum? Yeah, Iribinimsum. That's the Iribinimsum of Nolakmar. So that's all the way to the south. A long way. But that's no worries. We can get there no problem, because the Gracelands are pretty easy to traverse. It's not very there's no real height differences. I mean, that mountainous region is really hard because there's so many, well, mountains. That's, you know, it's a mountainous region. It makes sense for there to be mountains, otherwise, you know, by its very definition. But the Gracelands are really quite flat and easy to traverse. The thing is with the Gracelands is that there are quite a few enemies around the place. Dude, are you running? And in the mountain region there's only like some cliff races who are annoying, but, you know, they really don't slow you down that much. But here there's quite a few enemies that I would have to avoid. and sometimes that's just not really possible because they're quite aggressive and they see you coming from a long time away because there are no mountains. Dude, get hit. Okay, you know what? I think I need some more fatigue in order to hit properly. Because I don't seem to be having much luck hitting that guy. And I see that we're running into another stronghold. I wonder what kind of place that is. Probably show up on the map as well. Hello. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry, I don't really want to hit... No, that's nonsense. I really do want to hit you. I think this is as good a place as any to quit. I mean, we have plenty of... you know, we've quite a ways to go, but I'm sure we'll get there soon enough, so... Let me just say goodbye to you guys, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheerio!